Hello and welcome to my summer session with Educators to Educators, All for One app for all, how Classkick can change your classroom. I would like to thank Carrie and Jessica for asking me to come along in this amazing journey of giving summer PD to teachers just like you. And hopefully something that I share in my session will help you and motivate you to do something techie in your classroom this year. And I hope that it will inspire you to add a little more tech to your class. Like I said, my name is Cami Butterfield with Teaching with Aptitude is my blogging name. I have been with several nationally known conferences that travel all over the United States. I have been with Happy Go Teach, Hello LitCon, Teach Your Heart Out, and most recently in January, I did a co-hosting of Hello TechCon with Jen Jones in Raleigh. And we tried to teach teachers in the North Carolina school districts how to use different types of technology to help make their classrooms easier. I've also traveled into different school districts with Jen to incorporate the things that I do in my classroom with some of the things that they are already doing, but to do it digitally and to do it with using technology and show them how much easier their lives can be by adding technology. The thing I'm going to talk to you about today is the app Classkick, and I literally have been with Classkick since the very beginning. The very first week that I started using it, within the first 5 minutes of me learning about this app, I immediately fell in love with it. And there has to be a product out there for people that you absolutely fall in love with, or it's just not going to be something that you buy into. I could use this app within 5 minutes of watching one little tutorial. I watched a 1-minute tutorial on Classkick and fell in love with it and thought, I can add this to my morning bell ringers. I can add this when I'm introducing anything new to students. I can incorporate this when I'm doing a STEM challenge with my students. Instead of running off packet after packet after packet, I could actually put these digital images into my Classkick app, and my students could actually take pictures and they can annotate and they can add audio and they can add text and they can add drawings into the app Classkick. The first time I ever tweeted them out, I got a phone call from the CEO, and he talked to me for 30 minutes on the phone, and we developed this amazing communication. They really thoroughly care about what teachers want, and it's built from there. So for the past 3.5, 4 years that I've been using Classkick, they have continued this discussion with me about what can I do for you as a teacher? How can I make your teacher life and student life better with this app? And I'm going to tell you, they did not fail, and they have really just upped the ante with this amazing app. So you're probably wondering, what is Classkick? Well, basically it is a web-based app that allows your students to add a 6-digit code, and it will take them directly to a lesson that you have created. I mean, we all have great lessons that we have resources for. And so we have all these great lessons. Why not put them into a digital lesson where you could add videos or you could add links and different things that would let them explore a little bit more on their own? This app has it all. It has a way to put in audio. It has a way to put in, you can link them to a video, or you can take them to a website that you specifically want them to go to. Because it is web-based, it will allow you to do all of these things. But the next thing is the part that you're going to absolutely love the most. Because this app is web-based, you can see learning as it happens. So say, for example, my students are working on a bell ringer when they come into the class. I can go and help the student on the front row, and if the student in the back row is having a problem, I can actually write and see what's on their device, and I can ask them where they're having problems while I'm helping the student in the front row. Best story I've ever had from this is the first time I was using Classkick, one of my students was a couple of rows back, and he was being really loud and he was talking, and I wrote on his screen, shh. I have never heard, I've never seen a neck whip around so fast when I wrote shh on his device. He was flipped out that I could write on his device. So I can help students no matter where I'm at in the room or where I'm at. So say for example, if I'm in LA and I want to watch my students working live, I can actually, if I know what time the sub is going to give them that assignment, I can watch it live no matter where I'm at. This is also a big, huge plus if you are ever stranded and you have your device with you and you need to have lesson plans for the next day. You can actually create all of your lesson plans within Classkick, and you can shoot an email out to your sub, give them all of the web codes that you need for that day, and you have all of your lesson plans. Because guess what? In just a little bit, I'm going to show you where you should store all of your resources. Now, when I first started using Classkick, I wanted to get it out to as many people that it was such a fabulous app. But what is so great about it is no matter what device you have, you can use Classkick because it can be used on Chromebooks, laptops, desktops, and iPads. So it is an app for all. Anybody can use it. This is my absolute favorite part. When students respond to your questions that you give them, they can draw with colored pens. They can change the pen colors because you have different types of learners. And when you have these different types of learners, they may want to express their answer to you in different ways. You may have that student that wants to send you a picture, or you may have the student that wants to give you an audio response, or maybe a student has some more digging deeper information and wants to give you a link of a website that he knows about that will help connect the lesson even better. What I love about this is students can zoom in and zoom out with just their fingers. On the iPads, that's how we do it. You do it with a plus sign on your laptops, but they can zoom in and zoom out on certain questions, or they can do that with text. What I love is you have those students that love to draw. They can draw on there, they can type on there, they can add images, they can add audio. It is just amazing the different types of responding to questions options that Classkick gives you. Now, if you learned anything from me today, this is the one thing that I want you to go home with and store. I download all my Teachers Pay Teachers products digitally into my iBooks on my iPad. I never make any copies anymore. I used to be that teacher that would buy something for Teachers Pay Teachers. I would print off every single page and then I would put it in a binder when it's set on my shelf. I do not do that anymore because now that I have my TPT products digitally, not only can I send those to my students, I can airdrop them things, but I can create my Classkick lessons because of all the different digital products that I already have. You already have so much stuff. Either you have created it yourself or you have bought it from somebody else. You have the great products. Use it in this app because this app will allow you to take bits and pieces of amazing lessons that you have and put it into one fantabulous lesson. So I'm going to model for you a 2-minute bell ringer in Classkick. I have already put the pictures of the things that I have got off of my iBooks, and I want to show you how easy it is to crop and move things around in Classkick. Okay, so today I want to show you how to make a 5-problem bell ringer in the app Classkick. The first thing I do is I'm just going to go into my photos and I'm going to pick a subtraction problem. I'm only going to pick one, so I crop around the one I want, hit done, and I can make this as big or as small as I want. My rule of thumb is 1 problem per page. It doesn't overwhelm the kids and you can just add a lot of things to it. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to take this poem and I'm going to crop around the poem, and then I'm also going to record the poem because I want to model it for them. Friendship. Friendship is a bond between one another. You like them very much, a promise like no other. I'm going to stop it and then save it, and uploads the audio. And then I can also add another audio button that says, I would like for you to record it yourself. I would like for you to record this poem for me. So I stop it and save it. I could also put text on there if I want, or I could have them circle anything that I need them to circle. On slide number 3, I'm just going to pick one of these context clues cards, so they will have this there. I can either have them record their answer or I can have them type their answer. Like I said, 1 problem per page. Here, I'm going to have them do just these multiplication problems. Since they're just small little problems, I just crop around the ones that I want, and then I put them right there. On my last one, like I said, 5 problems, that's all I need to do. Maybe I just want them to say their spelling words for me. So then I would type it. So it's that easy to put 5 problems in there for your students to do. You can add audio. You can tell them what to do. You can type your type your directions on the things that you want them to do. There's so many possibilities. What I love about this app is I can literally take text-based evidence and I can make them better answer writers when it comes to trying to find the answer and justifying why you picked that answer. So I can take any book that we're reading. It could be your science textbook. It could be your social studies textbook. It could be a book that you're just reading to the class. And I say, I want you to find an example of the setting in the very first the first part of your story. So they can either take a picture of the setting or they can find in the text the setting and they can justify why they picked that as their answer. I'm telling you, my kids do such a better job now that they have become text-based evidence detectives and that they are getting to take their evidence from what they have just read and justify why they are answering it. It just makes a whole lot of difference when it comes to answering questions for the teacher. Everything that I've shown you so far is just the Classkick free version, but I'm going to just take a couple of minutes to show you some of the new pro options. Okay, how amazing is that? They now have the auto grading with multiple choice questions that you can ask your students and it automatically grades it for you. So then you can look live and see which students are getting it and are not getting it right off the bat. This is the option that's going to blow your mind. Using manipulatives in Classkick. We all have clip art. Guess what you can do with it?
Hi, welcome to Classkick. Here are some ideas to use the manipulatives tool. You can make activities to practice counting, categorization, algebra, foreign languages, timelines, and definitions.
I mean, so many possibilities. I know your head is probably exploding with all the different ways that you could save on time and on money and on your insanity of all the things that you have cut and pasted in your whole entire lifetime. I know, it is mind-blowing. This Classkick Pro option of the manipulatives being able to move around has changed everything in my room. And don't forget the highlighter. The highlighter has been something I had been wanting for a forever long time with Classkick. So you're going to love how you have all the different color choices on using the highlighter. And go. Okay, how incredible is that you can change the colors on what you want them to do and the width of the highlighter? That is just incredible. I mean, my kids love using the highlighter. I mean, the days of them taking an actual highlighter and highlighting every single thing on the paper where the paper is so limp that they can no longer read it because they have colored a hole into it are gone. You talk about a match made in technology heaven. So it is just perfect. I want to show you now is just a couple of examples of how we use Classkick in our classroom. It could be something as simple as doing division with your little miniature Chips Ahoy cookies that we have. We did division problems, and sometimes we put the cookies on top of the tablets because it just makes sense for those kids. They start grasping concepts faster because they feel an authenticity when they are using this app, and that's what this app gives us, is authenticity. And you're going to see that in the next couple of slides that I show you. One of my most favorite lessons to do with Classkick is when I'm teaching different angles, and they have learned all the different types of angles, and then they have to make the angles. I love that we can take pictures of a straight angle when the child is laying on the ground, or when they're making an obtuse angle with their arms. And they get to add their own photos to the Classkick app that can be shared with their parents later on once they download it into a PDF. It is amazing, and the kids feel a huge ownership, and they feel so proud that that lesson is theirs. So I know that was fast and furious, but I want to talk to you about why I do what I do, because I do not do the same lessons year after year after year. There's always something I have to do to change things up because children are changing. Because I always think about John Dewey's quote, if we teach today's students as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow. We want to give them fresh new ideas and give them an inspiration to do even more with their lives. This is why I do what I do. Look at these kids and look at the excitement on their faces. These are kids that are not hesitating on what they are wanting to learn. They're wanting to express themselves. They're wanting to show the world what they know. And that's what I love. That's what I love about technology. As you can see, look at these kids are totally engrossed in whatever they are doing in my classroom. And that's what technology does for my kids. It just creates an excitement and a love and a passion for learning and wanting to be a teacher, because once they learn how to show somebody else how to do it, or they know how to do it themselves, they want to show others. They want to show their parents how much they know and how much they understand something, and how much they like to tease their parents about how much they don't know. This is why I do what I do. These girls, we did not have enough books in our classroom, so I added the story into Classkick, and now each of the kids have a copy of the story. I do this because each child wants their own copy. They want to be the one that gets to express their own answer. They don't want to share the answer with their partner. They want to be able to give their own answer. So this is what I want to tell you, and I want to finish this up. If you would like to reach out to me and you have any more questions about Classkick, please tap my face or tap on the Classkick Instagram account, and they would be more than happy to answer any of your questions. But you can reach out to me on Twitter at Cami Butterfield, or on Instagram at Teaching with Aptitude. But I give free tech PD on Instagram every day on my Insta story during the school year, because I like to show teachers what it looks like in my actual classroom. And if you would like to go to my new website, there's all kinds of things about what I do in my class and all about me, and I would be more than happy to answer any of your questions. So thank you for joining me this summer, and I hope that you had a good time during my session. And I hope you will try out Classkick this summer while you're on your break, and you go back refreshed and rejuvenated and ready to go for the 2020 school year. So I cannot wait to connect with you. See you later. Thanks so much.